It had all led to this. The unholy symphony of whispers, the fleeting shadows, the disturbing truth that the architect had not just designed buildings but had created a map of horror that stretched across the eastern United States, forming a sigil whose meaning eluded everyone who tried to decode it. Lena and Devon had spent sleepless nights poring over old blueprints, photos, and historical records. What they had discovered was far more disturbing than they could have imagined. The asylums built by the mysterious architect weren't just structures. They were puzzle pieces, scattered across the country, designed to form something much darker. A ritualistic sigil that, when connected, traced a perfect geometric pattern on the map. Using a large-scale map of the United States, Lena and Devon started plotting the locations of the 7 institutions that the architect had been linked to: Pennhurst, Waverly Hills, Trans-Allegheny, Danvers, Crestwood, Fairfield Hills, and Westbrook. They carefully placed red pins at each of the locations, and as the pins connected, the form became undeniable. It was a sigil, a symbol of strange and ancient power, one that seemed to be pulsing, almost as if it were alive. The lines connecting the institutions formed geometric shapes, precise and deliberate. But it was the shape of the pentagram that stood out most. Within the bounds of the sigil, the most frightening pattern emerged, a perfect, symmetrical network that appeared to lead somewhere. At the center of the sigil, an area in West Virginia became the focal point, a tiny town, a remote and seemingly innocuous location. But beneath its surface lay something far more terrifying. The point of convergence, the place where the sigil's lines met, was an old, abandoned church. The map pointed directly to it, a place long forgotten by the world, hidden beneath layers of time and tragedy. Lena's hands trembled as she traced the final line, completing the eerie design. She knew the moment she finished that the architect's plan had always been about more than just the asylums. It had been about something far darker, far more powerful. The ritual, the conspiracy, it all led here. To this church. To the heart of it all. The church had been built long before any of the asylums, its origins shrouded in mystery. Historical records mention little about it, and even local legends seem to avoid speaking its name. But there was something undeniably wrong about it, a sense that the very earth around it had been contaminated, a curse bound to the land long before the asylums had begun to rise. As Lena and Devon continued to research, they found records of construction that mentioned unusual building materials, stones from the same quarries that were used to construct the asylums. Secretive builders had worked on the church, but no one seemed to know who they were, or where they had come from. The pattern, the sigil, was repeating again. A force beyond time and history had guided the hands of these workers. It was the stone of the church that drew Lena's attention. The same granite that had been used in the foundations of every institution designed by the architect. The same stones were rumored to hold a power, a dark energy, that pulsed in rhythm with the echoing screams of the past. Then, Devon uncovered something that sent a chill through both of them. A local town historian had once written about strange lights that appeared over the church at night, eerie glows that pulsed through the air like an otherworldly beacon. And in the 1940s, a series of disappearances had been linked to the area. All of them occurred within the vicinity of the church, and all of the missing had been patients, discharged or lost from the nearby asylums. Lena's mind raced. The connections were undeniable. The missing patients, the eerie sigil, the strange church in the center. The architect had designed it all. As they prepared to investigate the church, Lena felt the presence of something watching them, a cold, pervasive feeling that made her skin crawl. The deeper she delved into the architect's world, the closer she got to the truth, but also to a darkness that had been lying in wait for centuries. The architect wasn't just a man, and the asylums weren't just buildings. They were the vessels for something older, something far more ancient. Devon, though equally disturbed, was determined to push forward. "We need to go there," he insisted. "Whatever's waiting for us there, we have to face it. We can't keep running." But Lena hesitated. The map was no longer just a piece of history. It was a map of suffering, of echoes, a map to the very heart of madness. If they followed it, they would be walking into the architect's trap. Still, the call to uncover the truth was too strong. They had no choice. The journey to West Virginia had begun,